All right, so everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shirat David. Today is an exciting day for our group because today we're starting Hilchas Birchas HaShachar. We completed Baruch Hashem, Batzlacha. We completed Hilchas Tefillin, and I think a lot of people gained a lot of information on Hilchas Tefillin, Baruch Hashem. And now we're going to go on to the next, in Shulchan Aruch, the next thing after Hilchas Tefillin is Birchas HaShachar, right? The morning blessings, right? We make the morning blessings every day. What do you mean? No, you're supposed to put on your tefillin first, then you say, when you have your tefillin on, you can then say, what? No, but that's not part of Birchas HaShachar. The brachas that you make, the brachas Keseda, starting with the bracha of the Tarnagol, right? Lasech Vivin Lav, and that's called Birchas HaShachar. Okay. You have the Birchas HaTorah goes way before that, so you should have done that way before. At 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Okay. Anyway, all right, let's go. So the Rebbe is going to. This is based on. Tzipuri Maisias, right? Another one of the Rebbe's stories, right? The story 11 in Tzipuri Maisias, which is the exchange children. Anyone hear that story ever before?
Yes.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Really, that's the story of Gullus, right? That's the story of Gullus, right?
What's the story of Gullus?
Yeah, it's the story of how it worked. There was a king and a queen that had the queen was pregnant. And there was one of their maidservants that was in the palace as well at the time, and that maid was also pregnant. So the nurse thought it would be cute to switch the children. They were both born at the same time. Yeah, they were both born at the very same time. So she thought it would be cute to switch the children.
Cute.
Well, she wanted to see what would happen, right?
Well, there's a wonderful guy from here, Mark Twain, Prince and the Pauper.
Yeah. Well, when did Mark Twain write his story?
It was like in the 1800s.
Late 1800s. Which story?
Well, Rabbi Nachman wrote his story in the end of the 1700s. So okay.
Well, Mark Twain read The Exchange Children. That's what
Yeah, okay, possibly. I don't know.
He might have been Jewish.
You never know. Anyway, so it was an amazing thing how the maidservant, the slave, we'll call him the slave child, which was now the king, right? He was now the king, right? He was very, very cruel to who he thought was the slave child, which was the real king, right? And that's really what happens with us with our neshama, right? And we have the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer Tov, right? So the Yetzer Tov is really the one we're supposed to, he's the king. But the problem is sometimes we exchange and we give the credence to the Yetzer Hara, which gives more fire, right? More fire, no more, it puts out the light and all of the lessons. I'm going to try to continue the theme of what we learned in Likutey Halachos based on lesson 67, right? In Tinyana, those ideas of the Moirei Ar, Moirei Eish, right? And we wanted to because that's really the inyan of the Yom, right? That's what's going on today. We need to put out that big fire. There's a big fire, right? We got to put out that fire and control the fire to lead that fire into the light of Hashem, right? And that's how we'll get out of this mess. So okay, so let's see what it says now. So Aleph, everyone have the place? Okay, so this is the Divrei Halacha, right? Okay, Kad Shema Kol Tarnagola. So when you hear in the morning the rooster crow, right? You hear that sound. It was beautiful. As I walked into Shul this morning, cock-a-doodle-doo, right? You heard it?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
You heard it? You heard it, right? You hear it every morning.
Every morning. Yeah.
Right. So what Shulchan says, "Mevarach hanotzan l'sech b'ina lahafchem ben yom u'bein leila." When you hear the rooster crow, you say the bracha. Is that cute? And we have the rooster right here. It's amazing, right?
Practically in your bedroom, Sasha.
Yeah.
Say it again, what?
He's practically in Sasha's
You know,
bedroom.
like my neighbors have, and Chava Hachakleit also have.
Amazing, right? Well, you don't have a rooster yourself, right? You're from the farm,
No,
right?
No, it's from a farm and literally next door house.
He has roosters also?
Yeah.
All right, good.
So
So now
why are
you'll
you
know.
late?
So now you'll know when, because he's making the bracha. That's why. No, because he's making the bracha with a lot of kavanah.
He does it at midnight too. So
Yeah, he does. Right. V'yim brecha shalei asani goy v'ha'eved v'isha. Right, and then we learned a little bit about this before, right? In the beginning, right? In Hashkamas Habayka, we learned about the bracha shalei asani goy, shalei asani oved. Right, Shalei Asani Isha, right? Remember the Gemara says that there's different levels, right? We make the brachas in that order, Shalei Asani Goy, right? Because a Goy has the least amount of mitzvahs, right? A Goy has only the mitzvahs Zayin, mitzvahs of Noach, right? Parshas Noach, right? The Sheva mitzvahs in the Noach, but that's what the Goyim have. The next level up is the Eved, right? The next level up is the Eved. The Eved takes on the mitzvahs of when you have an Eved Kanani. A Jew takes in an Eved Kanani, so he takes on the mitzvahs of an Isha, right?
Isha,
Of a woman. He takes on that level, right? Then we say Shalei Asani Isha. That we didn't make us into a woman. We thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for that. We learn why do we make these brachas every day. Remember, right? Because again, we established one day that you're not a lady, so right, and so then how come you have to make that bracha again the next day? Well, today people will say, because you never know. Today, right, people change, right? In the world, today people are changing, right?
So there must be some mitzvah that a woman has that an Eved doesn't have.
Yeah. Well, the woman has the sheish mitzvahs tamidiyas also. She has the 6 mitzvahs, the 6 things of mitzvahs of emunah and different things. An Eved doesn't do things necessarily because of emunah. Right, the Eved is just doing things, that's his requirement. He's required to do it, right? We don't make the Eved believe, right? The woman has her she's Jewish, right?
Right. Rabbi, I daven out of a Chabad center.
Yeah. Yeah.
And versus the art scroll.
The brachas are in different order.
Different.
Different order. Okay, but they're the same
what's
brachas. They're the same brachas.
Well, I know.
Right, but the
Why is
order
it different
changes.
order?
Because the Balatan, he went through things, and the Balatan, he wrote, he made a siddur that's not this Nusach Hari that they have. That's not actually Nusach. That's not Nusach Hari. They call it Nusach Hari, but it's not really Nusach Hari. All right. The Balatanya went through this because at his time there were many different siddurim. Right, there were many different siddurim, and what he did was he went through all the siddurim and he made corrections. Like for example, there were certain times we were in. You see, in like an Ashkenaz, they don't say v'yatzmach b'konei b'karev mishiche, right? Why? Because we were in some country. And the government said, they used to censor our books, right? Oh, well, you want Mashiach to come? You're not happy living in our country here, so they had to take it out. They had to take it out, right? And it was always there, but they took it out. So okay, so they took it out. They left it out. That became their Masorah. But so the Balatanya said, I'm going to go through all of these different nuschayos, all these different siddur, and I'm going to make my own based on everything. I'm going to tell you what's correct. The siddur azokin. It's a big thick siddur. I have the siddur. It's amazing. He gives you the history of why he made whatever changes. You have it in there. It's amazing. But okay, but again, that's not. Again, you still make the same blessings.
Yeah.
They're not. He doesn't change the nusach of the blessing. Just the order changes.
Okay, but you explain to me where it
Huh?
came from.
The Mizrach is also to do a different order.
Eidei Mizrach. Okay, fine. Okay, I don't know where they got their thing from, but okay, whatever.
Is that siddur available in English too? Hebrew English?
A couple of words in the
I don't know if Chabad translated. I don't know.
What's it called?
Siddur Azokin.
are different, not many.
I have it. I'm going to be going when I go back to New York. I'll bring it back with me. I did. It's a big. It's a big book. It's bigger than that. Yeah, it's a big book. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Now, so then, we bless. We make these brachas every day. We learn. We're new people, right? Every day I'm new. I have a new chelik haneshama. Each day I'm brand new, right? I'm a chadesh betuvay b'chol yom tamid, and therefore I have to make these blessings every day because I didn't make it yesterday. Because now I'm a new person. I got to make these blessings again. Okay, that's the reason why we. Okay, Vinyan Birchas HaTorah, Vinyan Parshas HaTomid, Vishar Karbanis, Vinyan Psuki de Zimra. Okay, so then again, why do we do these things all the time? Right, the Birchas HaTorah. If I made the blessing on the Torah, right? If you think about it, you made the blessing on the Torah. You accepted the Torah upon yourself. Why do you have to keep doing it?
Because you said, because we're new every day.
He's just going through. I'm just reiterating it, right? You understand? Again, why do you have to understand the concept? Why do we keep making these blessings always new? Right? Why? Because we are new people. We are new. Every day we're new. It means we can change every single day. We're not stuck. Okay. Okay. Now, Al Pi HaMaaseh Shel Haben Melech Shenechlav Ben HaShivcha, based on the story of the exchanged children, right? The Ben HaShivcha, that was
That's in there? You reading this? This is.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, 1 second. Oh, 1 second. Oh, no, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It wasn't matching.
I'm sorry. I had my bookmark there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're gonna start with Aleph. I apologize. Okay, it's the same idea though. Kad shama kol tanagon loisen lasech v'vina. Al pi ma shekosav Rabbeinu b'Torah yom habikurim. Rabbi Nachman taught in the lesson 56 in Likutey Maran HaMedaber me'ez galus has-Torah. The theme of that Torah is, the theme of that lesson is to reveal the hidden. To reveal the hidden. Right? You have to reveal what's hidden.
Like what? Give an example.
Hashem. Hashem is hidden. Reveal Hashem. Right?
But we also have hidden things from us that we don't see.
Okay.
So I would think that
like what? Like what?
Like what we have to nullify in ourselves. In a way, it's hidden. If we don't see it, we can't nullify.
Okay, but that's not okay. Okay, that's forgotten. It's not hidden. Something hidden, right, is different than something that's forgotten. No. You're saying because you forgot it, then it's hidden?
I didn't realize I had it to forget it.
Okay, but that's what the Yisbod is about. You
exactly.
talk it out and you remember things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ayin Sham. Okay, so over there we're talking about that every Jew has an aspect of malchus to him, right? I'll just give you a little background on this, okay? Every Jew has an aspect of malchus to him. Right? We spoke about that right before. What does that mean? Every Jew has an aspect of malchus, right? Some Jews are there's a concept Rabbi Nachman talks about also of Ona Emlech. In other words, is it Am ruling or is it really Hashem ruling? Who's ruling? Of course, I understand, right? But some people like to think that they're ruling,
Yeah, sure.
right? I'm ruling, right? That's what people like to think. But Rabbi Nachman says that there is a level of ruling on everyone has that, right? For example, if someone has his home, so he's supposed to be the ruler in his home, right? In other words, again, in the right way. In other words, we're not supposed to be cruel in our home, right? But a ruler, in other words, again, people look up to you for advice. People look up to you for guidance and so on. That's what it means that everyone is a ruler in his home. You also have another aspect where someone has a business, right? The person's head of a business, right? And he has people that he has workers that are in his employees in his business, and they look up to the boss for guidance as an aspect of malchus. Does everyone understand that concept, right? Any comments on that concept?
Oh, okay, that's right.
Right? There's a concept of everyone has some kind of malchus, right? Whether you have a friend, whether it's whatever the case is, everyone has someone that they look up to. Well, you call it like that, really more than malchus. We're like being a king, but not really a king. I'm going to really translate it that more they look up to for a person for guidance.
I thought I heard some of the malchus has to do with the Shekhinah.
Malchus has to do with Shekhinah, right? Malchus is the lowest of the spheres, right? Malchus, we learned that Malchus is the lowest of the spheres. Malchus has nothing of its own. Malchus only has what it accepts from other ones. The same way we said a king is not a king unless he has his constituents, right? A king without any people is not a king, right? Right. So here we're learning the concept where the king here, whoever who looks up to you for guidance, whoever looks up to that person for guidance, he's somewhat the king for that person. Okay. All right. But we have to remember that we have to realize that really the real melech is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? Right? In other words, people look for us for guys, but the melech has to look to HaKadosh Baruch Hu because he's the melech malchei hamlachim. Okay? Okay. V'she'ika tikkun hamalchus ayidei shemamshichen l'soicha arichas yamim. And how do you make the tikkun of the malchus? Is you make your days longer. Remember we learned this concept, guys? Yep. Right? Oirech yamim, right? We want to be marich the yamim, right? What does marich the yamim mean? How do you reveal the malchus? How do you reveal the malchus? You learn Torah, right? Because we learned the concept, right? Kutchabrichu v'araisa v'yisrael kulei chad, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Torah and the Jewish people are one. So if you want to reveal Hashem, you could study the Torah. If you want to be closer, feel love for Jews, if you want to really feel love for Jews, right? To really understand the beauty of Jews, you study Torah. Because we're one unit. Torah is the one unit that binds, that is one with Hashem, with the Jewish people. All right? Shu bechinas hadas, and that's the das, right? And we said, what we learned about das before, right? What's the das? Hashgacha pratis, right? Everything in the world that happens is happening because it was the will of Hashem, correct? That's the das. That's revealing Hashem in the world. Anything that goes on in the world that you can find and attribute it to Hashem, right? You attribute to the occurrence that happened in the world, but you don't attribute it to anything else other than you realize it's really Hashem. Why Hashem are you doing this now? What is the message? What do I learn from this now? That's das. That's revealing Hashem in the world. That's revealing the light of Hashem in the world, right? Putting out the Eish, right? Okay. Va'oz. Yuchel legalois. Then you can reveal Hashem. But why is Hashem sometimes hidden? Why is Hashem hidden from us? Because we have sins, right? Because of the sins, right? In other words, when we turn to the fire instead of the light, right? The fire of the Amalek that's in us, right? And the fire that's trying to overcome us. So then, once we're involved with that, we do sins. God forbid, right? We do sins. Those sins cover up our ability to see Hashem in all the occurrences of the world. And then we attribute things to other things other than Hashem. Right? You understand?
And he wants us to have free will, as you said in the past.
We have to have free will.
And
That's what Hashem, Bechira is Hashem's will that we have in this world.
So
free choice. So we can choose Hashem. He wants us to choose him.
He's Waldo.
I don't know who Waldo is, but...
Well, where's Waldo? We have to find Waldo in the pictures. It's a kid's book.
Okay. Hastara, okay, then that is a hastara. Now look what he says. Hastara shebeseich hastara, right? It says in that we were learning about Megillah yesterday. We were learning about the Purim, right? So what did we say about that? We learned that Mordechai min Torah minayim, right? Then now we said, where do we learn? Where do we know Esther in the Torah? Haster aster as panai, right? I'm going to surely cover my face. So there's two levels. There's hastara is one level of hiding where you know there's Hashem, but you don't know how to access Hashem. You know Hashem is in the world, but I don't know how to access a relationship with Hashem. But there's a double level of hiding where I don't even know there's a Hashem in the world to look for. That's hastara shebesoich hastara. Right? First level is I know there's Hashem and I'm trying to find you. Right? I'm trying to find Hashem. That's a hidden. That's the hiding. But I can find Hashem. At least I know I'm looking for Hashem. So I'll get there sooner or later. Hopefully, right? But if I don't know I'm looking for Hashem, that makes it very, very difficult. Right? And that's really what the world is going through today. It's a hastara shebesoich hastara. Right? It's a double high. They don't even know to look for God. They don't even know to look for God. They don't even know God exists. It's sad. It's very sad, right?
Are you talking about the world, or are you talking about Jewish world?
In some cases, it could be both.
Well, they have to live by the Noahide laws, so they have to have God in their life.
Again,
too.
when the nations of the world don't do their mitzvahs, right? The Lubavitcher Rebbe used to give out little cards. I don't know if you ever saw them. He used to give out a card if you were Jewish, okay, put on tefillin. If you're not Jewish, here's the 7 Noahide laws. He gave out, they were like little bits. I have some of them, I don't have them here, but if you want, I'll try to bring that back with that sitter, so I'll show you. It's beautiful. It lists the 7 Noahide laws. You can't steal, you can't say this, you can't, right? All the 7 things, it's listed on the card, very nice. So again, yes, it's the world, and then unfortunately there's some Jews as well. But you see how now, those Jews are starting to now come around. Right? They're starting to come around. They're saying, I need tzitzit. Right? Everyone's tying tzitzit. Right? This is amazing. Right? Yeah. Right? These guys that didn't know of Hashem till now. Right? Now there's somehow, there was a story that happened, whatever it is. Now everything, I need my tzitzit.
I need this. Tzitzit.
Amazing.
The story was that there was somebody that went out on Shabbos 2 weeks ago, and he was like the security person or something, and he went out, he was just wearing his Shabbos clothes, and there was this gunfight, and the soldiers came, they thought he was a terrorist, and they were about to shoot him. And so, oh wait, look, he's wearing tzitzis. He didn't shoot him.
Wow, see that?
Tzitzis protected him, yeah.
Wow, they were going to mistake him for a terrorist, huh? Wow. All right, listen, that's a very extreme story. That's a very extreme story. And then listen, then those guys, what they were facing, what they were, unbelievable. All right, anyway, so you understand the concept of hastara, and there's a hastara shebesoich hastara, right? One level of hiding is, I know Hashem is in the world, I just have to, I don't know how to find him. I'm looking for Hashem. Right? But the second level of hiding is I don't even know there's Hashem. I don't know how to attribute things going on in the world to Hashem. Maybe we could translate it like that for now. Right? Everything that's going on in the world it's something else other than Hashem. It can't be Hashem. Hashem is involved. They say is up on Shemayim. He's very big. He has nothing to, he can't be involved. And he can't worry about the worldly things that are going on here, right? That's what some people say, right? Of course, that's nonsense, right? We know HaKadosh Baruch Hu, every nuance, every little thing that happens in the world, Hashem is controlling every little thing.
Well, if I come and say don't watch the news, there's not a word about Hashem in the news.
No, of course not. No.
It's all sheker.
No, it's all sheker.
They won't mention Hashem, right? The same way the government here won't mention Hashem, right? Yeah. Okay. Va'azai nasa me'astora das. But when a person can work on revealing. In other words, when we're doing these things and these stories that happen, like you just said, Shalom, this beautiful story that you said that they saw he was wearing tzitzis, and then everyone else heard that story, and then these things, and now they're starting, oh, I need my tzitzis also. There's something greater in the world other than what I thought. There's something greater than I thought, right? And even if you think about it, even if you think that all of these non-religious Jews of Eretz Yisrael, right? They call them the Chilonim, right? We're just going to call them non-religious Jews, okay? So they were believing that the Israeli government had such a good security and the army is so strong and we have such good technology and we have the Shin Bet and this is the best intelligence in the world, right? The whole world looks to Israel for intelligence, right? And they see that the whole thing got shattered. So they realized that the whole thing that they were believing was a sheker. So now what is the truth? Oh, I need my tzitzis. No, it's beautiful. I mean, really. They broke the hastara, shebesoich hastara. Right? Now they broke that second level of hiddenness. Right? And HaKadosh Baruch Hu did that. Right? Let's realize it's not the Hamasniks, right? It's not them. This was Hashem's plan in order to turn us back, to break that hastara shebeseicha hastara, right? To reveal Hashem.
So the Hamasniks are a vehicle for Hashem in that case?
Yes.
Of course, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jews turned back to Hashem because of them, right?
Look at the
Because of what they
unity we
did.
have.
What?
The unity we have right now.
Baruch
He
Hashem.
wants us to remember that. You have unity. Keep it.
Exactly. We have peace and unity. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So anyway, that's how you get the das. Now they have the das, but das is Hashem. What? It is a tzitzis, right? Yeah, let's see. See, there's all the tzitzis that we're making. Everyone can see it. See the box over there? Okay. Ashkayach Sasha. Okay. V'oz ayraisa machrezes kameyu, and then the Torah starts to announce. Right? We know there's a baskol that goes out every day min hashamayim, right? There's a baskol, there's a heavenly voice that goes out. But the question is, if it goes out and we don't hear it, what's the point of it going out? You ever think of that? Gemara tells us, Chazal tells us, a baskol that goes out every day. Right? But if I don't hear it, what good is it? How can I start to hear it? How can I hear it? Look what he says here. The Torah is constantly making an announcement. Ad mosai pesoyim. How long are you gonna go in your ways? How long are you gonna go like this and not return back, attribute things to Hashem? How long do you have to go this way? But really, it's the Torah is really saying, you fools, right? They're like shaitan, right? Like, don't you realize you're not being protected. You're not being protected by people, right? You're not being protected by people. You're being protected because Hashem. Tamid einei Hashem elekecha ba mereishis hashana an akrishana. Right? That's what it is. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was looking closely at Eretz Yisrael, very closely. Very, 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 very closely, right? More so, he looks at the whole world, but he gives Eretz Yisrael gets an extra protection. That's the protexia that we have, right? That's the real protexia that we have. But when we can realize that, that's an amazing thing, because then we can realize what the Torah is announcing every day. How long are you going to stay away from the concept of Araisa Kutchabricha V'Yisrael Kulei Chad? Don't you understand? We're really one unit. Hashem, you can't be complete unless you're with Hashem. You can't be complete unless you're with the Torah, because you're part of the three. You understand? A Jew that's not part of in the essence of a Jew is part of the three. Hashem, the Torah, and the Jewish people. So if he's just part of the Jewish people without the Torah and not Hashem, he's not complete. Any questions on that idea? Now look what he says here. V'zeh, that is bechinas kriyas kol hatarnagol. That is the crow, the rooster crowing. The rooster crowing, Rav Nosson's suggesting here, is so beautiful, right? That's the baskol.
The wake-up call.
That's the wake-up call, huh? That's the real alarm clock, right?
Every day.
But
they're so punctual, right?
I also came right before you.
Yeah.
And I heard the rooster as I was just crossing the street.
See that?
And it made me absolutely think about...
Gotta wake up. I gotta wake up. Yeah.
I'm coming into daven
Yes.
with all the chevra here. It helped put me...
It's unbelievable how Rav Nosson is doing this. He's saying that the crow of the rooster is the announcement that the Torah is making. You see that? Because Chazal say really lasechvi has two meanings, right? It can mean a rooster. It also can mean your heart, right? Lasechvi can also mean heart. Lasechvi can also mean the heart. Okay, so the heart.
Yeah, so sort of the
The heart. Yeah. The Chazal say that, right? There's two meanings, right? It actually means is a rooster. Right, but it also lasechvi can also mean the heart, right? So in other words, to wake it up in your heart, That's what we say we learned with the tefillin, right? The tefillin, we put it on the arm, and we have the little yud that points towards the tefillin, towards the yad, to the heart. Why? Because we have to remember humility. You can only do this if a person's humble, right? If a person is haughty, arrogant, they won't turn back to Hashem. They'll look for everything else. Oh, you mean the fence didn't work? We'll get a better fence. Oh, we're gonna research and get a better fence. We'll research and get better technology. We need better radar. We need more drones. We need more things, right? That's an arrogant person. The smart person, the humble person, turns to Hashem. Okay, so that was the idea. Ki balayla miskaberes hastora ki bechinas dinim. So we learned to write the first section of the night. This goes back to the Tikkun Chatzos, right? The first section of the night, you have the din is very strong, right? Because the Gemara says that Hashem gives over the control to the matron Nusa, right? He gives over the control to the matron, right? Why Hashem does that, that's not for us to understand, right? We don't understand why Hashem does that. But the first part of the night, Hashem gives over control, so to say Hashem takes a break, so to say, okay? Hashem doesn't need a break. But he gives over the control. Okay, you take control now. Now that the problem is the Meitrenusa is all the din. That's the strengthening of the din, right? So really, we're going to learn the concept that really, when we go to the din, is really on the side of bina, right? We have chachma, which is the right side. Din is on the side of bina, right? The 50th level of bina, right? Which, Rav Nassan's tefillas are called the 50th gate. You know that? When they translate the Reb Nassan's tefillas, right? Likutey tefillot. Likutey tefillas from Reb Nassan is translated as the 50th gate. You know why it's translated as the 50th gate? No. Because it can get you to that place of the 50th gate of Bina, and that's where you can be masakin all of the din. If you go to the highest place of Bina, 50th gate, which is the highest place, right? So then the same way we learned that Yitzchak sees and he can laugh, right? Because he sees that the din is really chesed. So when you can reveal that the din that you're going through is really chesed, that's how you fix the din. That's how you can fix it. So that's why the 50th gate can bring you to that level. When you read those tefillahs, really, it can bring you to such an understanding that really the din is chesed. Really, the din is chesed. Unreal. Unbelievable.
Technically, it starts when the tzedkachim.
Yeah, that's when it starts, and then it goes to Chatzot. Till Chatzot, then it goes over to the side, and then it goes to the side of chesed.
And when Rav Nachman says to learn Gemara v'Layla, that means when? Before Chatzot or after?
After Chatzot.
After.
Yeah. Rav Nachman always was asleep. He went to sleep. He did Dav Marvi, he went to sleep.
He wants us to wake up the rooster, not have the rooster wake us up.
Exactly.
Rooster at Chatzos is...
Well, you did that, right? You were up before the rooster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You told the rooster, hey, go do your job now, right? Yeah. You see that? It's amazing, right? Then the malchus is in Golus, right? Then the malchus of Hashem is in Golus. Why is the malchus in Golus? Because Hashem gave over control to the other side, to the side of Din. So it's in Golus, right? It's in exile. The Golus is in exile. Right? So we know that when we go to sleep, right? We learned this concept, right? When we go to sleep, sleep is a 60th of death, right? Because again, it's din, right? The time is din. The time is din. Din is connected to misa, to death, right? So when I go to sleep, that's a 60th of death. That's why we have to make sure we wash our hands right away in the morning, right? Because Chazal tell us that the tumah is oiches biyadayim, right? The tumah exits, it grabs onto the hands, and it exits through the hands. So that's why it's so important in the morning to wash your hands before you touch before you rub your eyes or anything else. You don't want to put that misa, the impurity of misa, in your extremities. You understand? So right away you wash your hands right away. Okay. That's the opposite of chayim, the opposite of life, right? Death is the opposite of life, correct? You all agree? Right? Death is the opposite of life, which is the opposite of arichas yom, right? Because when you go to sleep, right, when you're sleeping, you're not being marich the time. You're not making the time eternal, right? Unless you go to sleep the right way that we learned, right? When you go to sleep and you say tikkun and you say kriya shema lamita, right? And you say the vidui, right? You say it takes about 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes to say it, but if you do it the right way, so then you go to sleep, then your whole sleep is part of is arichas yavim also. Right? Because then your whole point of going to sleep, and you went to sleep and you sleep so peacefully, right? People are not sleeping peacefully. Why? Because they have so much worry. Why do they have so much worry? Because they have the sin that's hiding Hashem. But if I could say Kriya Shema Lamita, and I could go through all my day, and I can go through all my shortcomings, and I can talk about them, and I can get rid of them, and I can settle all of them, so then I can go to sleep peacefully. I don't have that worry on my head. I can go to sleep. I have tranquility. You see the difference? You see how beautiful that is? Okay. So who are yedei hadas? How you do that? You need the das, right? If you don't have the das of Hashem, right? If you don't know that, so you don't realize that there's no double jeopardy, right? You don't realize if a person doesn't know that Hashem taught us that, right? So if I say that if I do Kriya Shema Lamita and I tell over my shortcomings of the day, right? At that time, right? And I feel remorse for my things that I did wrong during the day. And I take upon myself that I don't want to do that again. And I ask Hashem at that time, please help me that I don't do that again. Please Hashem, guide me, help me Hashem. Right? So if I do that's the das.
So the thing that I did this morning, and it hit me, and it's one of Reb Noson's, it's in his 50 Gates, about nullification.
Yeah.
I said, help me nullify this desire. Because nullifying it, just for some reason...
No. We said don't nullify it. Take that desire and move the desire over to service of God.
Yeah.
We don't want to nullify. Desire means it's energy, right?
Oh.
I want to take the energy. I want to take the fire, the energy, the desire, and move it over to serve Hashem. That's what we learned.
Right, the negative traits, I think you said.
Even the negative traits, you could use those negative traits to serve Hashem. Every negative trait can be transformed to serve Hashem. That's what they say with Moshe Rabbeinu. Rav Nosson writes down that really Moshe Rabbeinu was born with every negative trait possible. And he transformed every negative trait. You believe that? Moshe Rabbeinu was born with every negative trait possible, but he worked systematically and he transformed every negative trait into a positive trait. That's what made him so great.
Why does he use the word nullify then? Why does
nullify the desire for what it was to change it to what it could be?
So the ego could be something different than what it is?
We said the ego is part of arrogance, right?
Okay.
Right. What is the ego? The ego is part of arrogance, right? So if the person's working on his humility, but he needs to use his arrogance when he needs to use it,
Right.
right? To complement the humility. Right? Remember we learned that?
Yeah, like Pinchas.
No, we said Mordechai.
Yeah.
Well, Pinchas was also, that's a good example, very good example. Why? Because Pinchas again was humble, right? He was ready to give his own life to save the Jewish people, right? He had no idea. That's a very good example, actually. Thank you. It's very good, Mordechai. No, think about it. What did Pinchas do? Pinchas, the Midianites sent their ladies over, and there was a big plague going on. 24,000 Jews had passed away. Pinchas realized that there's havoc going on over here. Moshe Rabbeinu had a halama. He didn't know what to do. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't know what to do. Amazing. You believe that? Moshe Rabbeinu didn't know what the law was. Pinchas remembered the idea kanoyim paigim. He remembered something that Moshe Rabbeinu taught him. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't remember. Pinchas remembered, and he took the spear, and he stuck it, and he fixed the problem. But why was he able to do that? Because he was humble. He was a student of Moshe Rabbeinu's, right? He was a student, and he took the lessons to heart. And because he was able to learn from Moshe Rabbeinu, his humility allowed him to have his arrogance to go and stick to it. But he had no idea what he was going to do. He risked his life. Because he realized Zimri was the president of the tribe, right? of Shimon, right? He was the president of the tribe of Shimon, right? So what does that mean? Maybe all the people of Shimon would have came in and then killed him. He didn't know. He didn't know what was going to happen. But he gave his selfless of himself. A very good example. Very good example, really. Well, thank you. Loira das ba malchus, to give the das back to malchus. B'chatzois halayla. So when it comes to chatzos, right? Remember, Sasha, we just said, right? Till chatzos, it's the din. But when it comes to chatzos, halayla oz maskil loira das. Then the das can start coming back, right? The das of Hashem, because it's the side of chesed, starts coming back. And where does it go? It goes into the malchus of Hashem. We could raise the malchus of Hashem. That's when we get up, and the more people that get up early in the morning, the more people that do this, we increase the malchus, the das of Hashem in the world. Baz maskil tikkun malchus, and that's how we work on rectifying HaKadosh Baruch Hu's kingship in the world. That's how we work on rectifying. Valkei nasa oz me'astora she'i bechinas dinim megvuros nasa mem daika das. You take from the astora. You take from the hiddenness, right? We said there was astora shebesaycha astora, right? One hiding on top of the other hiding, right? So now you can take even the first level of hiding, and you can attribute the hiding to Hashem, because you find Hashem when you talk about the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. You'd see about the trials and tribulations Klal Yisrael went through, right? And you understand that, and you attribute everything to Hashem. That means you're attributing everything, the das of Hashem, right? It's all hashgacha pratis of Hashem to the malchus. You raise up the malchus. How long are you fools going to love your nonsense? How long are you fools going to give in to your nonsense? How long do you have to keep doing that? When are you going to wake up and smell the coffee? Right? They say when you wake up and smell the coffee, right? I need the coffee in the morning, man. Baruch Hashem.
And we get the benefit of that.
What?
And we get the benefit of that. Your need for coffee.
Yeah. Oh, you do? Okay.
Thank you.
I don't need it. No, it just gives me clarity. It's wonderful, right? To me, it's wonderful. To me, it's a wonderful thing. But look what he says. Ad mosai pesayim tehahevu pesi bechinas araisa. How long are you going to like your nonsense and not turn to the Torah? How long are you going to just wait? How much time are you going to waste in your life with all of the nonsense? Oh, yeah. V'zehu bechinas kriyas hatarnagol shehu machriz. That is the tarnagol that crows out when b'chatzois laila. The tarnagol crows out 2 times. He crows out at chatzos laila, and then again at alos hashachar. He crows out again. Is that amazing? Unbelievable. And he wakes up the world to serve Hashem, right? The rooster, that's really the heart too, right? The heart and the rooster. That comes from the shtalshalos of the gvura, ki agvura shehem hastoros shenahapchu v'nasu mehem das. How does that happen? That the gvura is so strong, right? But it comes from the gvura. You can reveal HaKadosh Baruch Hu through seeing the gvura, finding Hashem in the din, finding HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the din. That's how you reveal it, and that's how you could have the ishtalshus ad mosai pesoyim uru yeshenim mitar daschem. Wake up, you people, from your anesthetic sleep. A tardema is not just a regular sleep. It's not mishinaschem. Tardema is really like the person is like anesthesia. How do they say anesthesia in Ifrit? Do you know how they say it? Do you know how you say it? Tardema. See, that's the word? Huh? You see that? It's the same word. It's the same word.
Ardama.
Tardema.
Ardama.
Ardama?
Ardama, yeah.
Ardama, without it. Okay, fine. Right. You don't need the toughest is the grammar. Right. Right, Ardama.
The guy who's doing is Mardim, anesthesiologist.
He's a Mardim. Okay, fine. Wow, you see that? It really comes from this. Unbelievable. Right? From your anesthetic sleep. Okay, we got it right. Baruch Hashem. And that's why hanoisen lasech vivina. That's why we make the bracha hanoisen lasech vivina. Who is giving the rooster the ability to crow? Hashem, right? The same way we learned that on Friday and on Motzei Shabbos we make the blessing Bayrei Ma'orei Ha'esh, right? We make the blessing. We attribute the fire. Why is the rooster? What's the rooster? Remember we learned about the rooster. When the rooster crows, he flaps his wings. He makes some kind of noise by moving his, I don't know how exactly it works, but it says that noise, that's a true gevura. That's a true gevura. The noise that the rooster makes is a true gevura. We learned that when we learned about thunder. Remember that? Remember we learned about thunder. The thunder is to wake us up, spiritually wake us up, right? The same thing, the rooster crowing is again to wake us up spiritually. So Reb Nosson just he's developing that idea right now. All right? So when you take the bina, right? When you take the side, we learned that I was just telling you about the 50th gate, right? When you can get to that 50th gate that's how you can sweeten the judgment at that point. You can be mamtik the din at the highest place because you recognize it's really Hashem. And that's how you can make das. So again, when you attribute the rooster, that's even a din. That's really Hashem doing it. So again, you're working on attributing all the gvura of the world, all the judgment of the world, all of the din of the punishment of the world. It's really you, Hashem. And when you do that, that's how you bring the das in, and that's how you can rectify everything. That's how the rectification is, when you attribute things to Hashem. Any questions on that? Any comments? No? We're good? Wow, you guys are amazing. Okay. To know the difference, what the bracha goes on, to know the difference between day and night. What did we learn about that? Do you remember? Yom is when you see Hashem, and the day is very clear. You could see Hashem. Laila is a time that's dark in the world. You don't see Hashem, right? But HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes that differentiation between day and night. Hashem made that division. It's not happening by itself, right? The world says it happens, that's just the way the world goes, right? No, it's Hashem that's making the division between day and night, right? The din comes, look at the bracha, right? Lasech vivina, you give the rooster the ability to discern bein yom uvein laila, right? So really you could say the rooster knows when Lila is and when day is, right? That's when he crows, right? Who's giving the rooster the idea for that? Hashem. That's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We have to always attribute everything back to Hashem. Okay? That you have to, the whole idea is that you have to change. You have to change. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mahapech. The or lachaytzach, like we say in davening in Ma'ariv, right? We say in davening, right? Hashem, He changes the day into night, the night into day. The chaytzach lar avalayidei is galus hadas mavchim bein yom bein laila bein chaytzach lar bein ra l'toy. We also learned that the night is considered like the averus, the darkness, where Hashem is not hidden. Where Hashem is hidden. So therefore you don't see Hashem, so then people do the wrong thing because they don't realize Hashem is there. Right? They don't realize Shivisi Hashem Lenegdi Summit. Hashem is always with me. I can't hide. And we learned that from Yonah. Right? Yonah thought he can hide away. Right? Hashem told him what to do. Go to Tarshish and you teach the people. Yonah said, no, I can't do that. Yonah said, I can't do that. Right? I'm going to hide from Hashem. Right? What did Yonah say? Hashem is, I can have nevuah in Eretz Yisrael, right? I can have nevuah in Eretz Yisrael. But if I leave Eretz Yisrael, there's no nevuah outside of Eretz Yisrael. So I'll leave Eretz Yisrael so Hashem can't tell me nevuah. Yeah. Oh my goodness, right? Do you know that? That's why he was traveling. Did you know that, David?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
That's why there's such a tremendous desire for non-religious Israelis
to leave, yeah.
To leave.
Yeah. They want to go elsewhere. They need to go anywhere but Israel. Because there's too much kedusha in Israel, right? But it's changing now, David. Wait. David, it's changing. It's changing.
You know, it's amazing because I used to see these guys and I'd say, when you die, are you buried here in America? Oh, no. So I said, well, how's that work? Well, I'll go back before I die. I'm going to go back before I die.
Well, he has an appointment, right? He has an appointment. He knows the date.
They don't want to die in America.
They don't want to die in America.
That's
right?
the one. That's you can get them with that.
But it's good that they should have that
Oh, yes.
thought,
They know,
and that
they
opening,
know.
that connection.
They know, but again, we said again, David, that's the whole lesson. We're learning, really, why is that? Because they have the sin. The sin hides,
Right.
it's the hide, it hides the Kiddush of the land. The sin hides it. It's there, but they don't see it.
They don't see it.
They don't see it, they can't find it.
And they're arrogant, they think they can't die.
Well,
in
okay,
America.
all right, well, let's be malamed schus.
No, I mean,
One second, can we finish the lesson? Should we stop over here? Or can we go a little further? We can keep going?
He has a point. He has a point.
Oh, okay. וזה lesson לסך מבינה דייקה כי עיקר המתוקס הגבורס שממתיקן להפכן לדעת שהוא בחינס chesed. Really, the whole idea is to take the gevura, to be mamtik the judgment. You have to sweeten the judgment, right? We learned that that's why you take, let's say you take your challah, right? You take your challah on Shabbos, right? And you dip it into the salt, right? Because you're trying to be mamtik the din. Challah is chesed, the salt is din, right? So you take this challah and you dip it into the salt, you're sweetening the judgment. The challah is sweet,
Yeah.
the salt is din. So what do? You take the challah and you dip it into the salt.
But if you just eat challah without the salt,
Oh no,
you just have sweetness. You don't have
no. But the point is to be mamtik the din.
okay.
You want to sweeten the din. There is judgment. There is judgment of it. There's judgment in the world. And we're trying to always sweeten the judgment. We need to sweeten the judgment. Right? Not like some people, they don't know. They take the salt shake and they dump it on the challah. They take the din and dump it onto the challah. You ever see that?
Yeah, sure, it's a salt shaker.
No, right. So they...
No, I hear.
Yeah, no, but you're supposed to...
Instead of taking
then
a
you
little
take-
thing and...
No, you can take the salt shake, you dump it onto the table, and then dip the challah into it, because then you're sweetening the judgment. You ever hear that, Shalom?
I never heard that.
Yeah, I know that's what we do it, I don't know the reason.
Oh, it doesn't make sense? Okay, all right, good. Okay, bechinas chesed. Shu al yedei habina, through bina. Through discernment, right? In other words, bina is the side of gvura, right? Right, because you have chokhmah is on the right side, bina is on the left side, right? Bina is the side of gvura, right? Men are chokhmah, women are bina, right? You know that, right? Yeah. They're on the side of din, men are on the side of chesed, okay? But when you take the bina, right, and you understand, and you attribute all of that understand to Hashem, so that's how you can be mantik. In Risham dinan misarin, that's where the din comes from the side of bina, from the side of gevura. Okay, talking through the very din, you can sweeten it when you attribute the din to Hashem. In other words, whatever is going on, if you can find Hashem in that thing, that's how you fix it. That's how you make the rectification. Find Hashem in the din, that whatever that is in your life, whatever's going on, find Hashem in the problem, and that's the rectification. That's how you could fix it. Find Hashem in the problem. Don't attribute it to anything else. Attribute the problem because Hashem sent this to me. Why did you send this to me, Hashem? What do I have to fix? How can I get closer to you, Hashem? Right? That's the only reason why we have the din, because we're distant from Hashem. And that's how you could be mamtik the hastorah from Hashem. Zeh bechinas mi gever yichya, right? What does that mean? David HaMelech says in Tehillim in Pei Tes, mi gever yichya. Mi zeh bechinas abina k'moshe kosav mi nosan lasech bina. Who is giving the bina? Who is giving lasech vina? You see where Rav Nassan's going with this? Lasech vina, right? That discernment, right? Bina. But really, what's the word? Let's look at the word. Where's the word that's from the word bina? Right? That's the word of judgment. Who gives the rooster, who gives the heart the idea to make that discernment between good and bad, between din and chesed? It's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the advisor. It's HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the yoetz. He is the advisor. Umi yofer, right? When you take the bina, that discernment, the 50th gate, when you take the tefillah and you put it into the gvura and you attribute it to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, b'chinas chayim v'aruchos yomim, that's how you could take. That's how you could make the marach. You can make the arichas yomim through the hastorah. Take the hastorah. Put HaKadosh Baruch Hu in there, and then take that whole segment and make that part of your arichas yomim. Unbelievable. V'zeh mi gever yichya. Right? Al yedei zeh yemalet nafshei miyad sho'ol sela. Through that, you can save yourself from the shol tachtiyas, from the pit of gloom. Right? Ki al yedei zeh nishapcha me'astora ledas, because you can change the astora. You can always change the Hashem is hiding. You can always reveal Hashem. Try to reveal Hashem das. Hashkacha pratis, right? What is das? Hashkacha pratis. This very thing going on in my life, I attribute it to you, Hashem. It's not anything. It's only you. You understand that, Baruch? You take whatever situation is going on, whatever it is,
good or bad. Doesn't matter.
Even if if it's bad, we're learning if it seems bad. If it seems bad,
It's
find
still-
Hashem in there,
it's still
and that's how
coming-
you fix it. That's how you can fix it. You take the hastora ledas. Take the hastora. I don't find Hashem. Reveal Hashem, make the das of Hashem in there, and that's how you could very well fix it. The Torah says in front of them, Losha b'tshuva, come back to tshuva. We can all come back to tshuva. Hashem all wants us to say is, we're sorry, Hashem. Hashem, I'm sorry. Do you believe that? Anyone can do that, right? The Gemara says, right? The Gemara says in Kedushin, right? If a person says, if he makes a statement that I'm a Talmud Chacham Muflik, right? He says, and I'll menas that I'm a Talmud Chacham Muflik, I'm an awesome Talmud Chacham, I'm marrying this lady. Well, if he's not a Talmud Chacham, there's no Kedushin, right? How could it be a Kedushin if he's not a Talmud Chacham? It's not going to work, right? But what happens if the guy is a Russia? He's a Russia, right? We know that the guy was eating a ham sandwich on Yom Kippur. Does it get worse than that? He has a ham sandwich with cheese, right? And he's eating it on Yom Kippur, smoking a cigarette with a cup of coffee, huh? Right? Does it get worse than that?
Well,
Does it
it's at the time that he's getting married, he said.
But wait a minute.
Does teshuvah for that 1 second.
But wait a second. One second. And then he says to the lady, I marry you on the condition that I'm a tzaddik gomer. That I'm a true tzaddik. So what happens? That should definitely not work, right? Right? Should not work. The way you know what the Gemara says? No. It's a suffix kedushin. Why? Shema, hear her tshuva. Maybe he had a thought of tshuva. Right. That means a thought of tshuva can take a person from being that Rasha Marusha, that wicked person, and make him into a tzaddik gomer?
That's the whole concept. If you make
Wait, what's a tzaddik gomer?
A true tzaddik. A true tzaddik.
complete tzaddik.
Complete
He's really a
tzaddik.
tzaddik.
Gamur is completely a tzaddik.
Because at the time he made that statement, he meant it for that half a second, no matter what happens afterwards.
He was new that day. He could do it.
Yeah, of course. We learned the lesson, right? Yeah, of course. He's new, and he not only was he new, he said he was sorry. He had a thought of tshuva. Hashem, I'm living my life in a big false way. Hashem, I want to come back to you. I did everything wrong, Hashem. A thought. That lady then can't marry a Kohen. You know that?
That lady?
What do you mean?
That lady that he said this to, right? It could be a basula, right? A virgin girl. He said this to this girl, right? And
Before they're married.
before they were, he said to the girl that I'm marrying you, that on condition that I'm a tzaddik gomer, right?
Okay.
But we know that the guy, we said what the guy did, right? Just the
Right.
day before, right?
Right.
Right? So then the Gemara says that that it's a suffix kedushin. Why? Because Shema here tshuva. Now this girl, because it's a suffix kedushin, she can't marry. Here she has to get a get because it's a suffix kedushin.
Right.
But now she's considered it's a suffix if she was married, so she can't marry the kohen.
Right, because he said, I marry you, so that means they were married.
But it's a suffix because we
Yeah,
don't know if he had that thought.
Yeah.
If he had the thought, then it
Right.
was a real kedushin.
She had to accept it too.
No, of course, if she, but but again, if why is it a suffix? Because we don't know if he had the thought. He could have had that thought, but that shows you how powerful a thought is.
Well, Hashem gave him that thought.
Yes, of course, but that shows us how powerful a thought of tshuva really is. A thought of tshuva really is. And look what it says, "Vayidei zeh memalei nafshei miyad shol." He can save himself from that shol tachtiyas, the valley of death. He can save himself from that. Al yedei tshuva, through tshuva. Let us all be zeichet to have a thought of tshuva, right? Amazing thing, right? A true thought of tshuva, and let all of Klal Yisrael have that thought of tshuva. And we'll see Mashiach Tzidkenu B'Karav B'Yameinu Mamash hopefully today in Binyan Bayis Shlishi. Everyone have a wonderful day, and all the soldiers should be protected today, of course, and our hostages should all be sent home safely to all their families. Go to.